Welcome to the Next 100. Welcome to the Next 100. I'm your host, E. Lincoln. Let's get into it. In the last 3 months, America has been through a lot of ups and downs. We thought Hillary Clinton would be the president of the United States. That turned out to be totally wrong. We ended up having Donald Trump elected with the majority of the electoral college votes. The electoral college is still based on the slave system. Hillary Clinton got over 3 million of the popular votes. So basically, she really won. But because we still decide our presidents on the slave system, we got Donald Trump. Plus, you got to understand, the voting laws was changed in the last six years. So with the new voting ID laws, millions of people couldn't vote. It was millions of people who couldn't even get to a place to obtain a voting ID law, to obtain a voting ID according to the law. The Republicans in each one of these states made it very, very hard for minorities and poor white people to get voting IDs. But let's really think about everything that it took. It took the FBI, Russia, Gary Johnson, the email scandal, Donald Trump himself, the Debbie Schultz cheating scandal, Democratic cheating scandal, and all the Republican governors changing the voting laws just to bring down the Democratic candidate and the Democratic Party. It took a lot to bring us down. A lot. A lot of effort went into getting a Republican into the White House. I don't think that Donald Trump was the one they wanted in the White House, but that's the one they got. That's the one they got. Can you imagine being this damn lucky? 70 years old, ain't never had a job in his life. He ain't start from the bottom to the top. His daddy gave millions of dollars for his first deal. Then when daddy died, he got some more money. The man, all he do was lounge on different resorts. That's all he was doing. He got into the presidential race as a joke. Then he won. He won a primary. So he started saying every outlandish thing you could say not to get voted. He said, I'm going to grab some girl pussy. He said he going to make a Muslim registry. He told the black people, what do you have to lose? Just vote for me. He said everything he could not to get elected. But he didn't understand how deep racism is in America. It was white folks who haven't voted in 5 or 10 years went to register to vote for Trump. He stirred up the racism pot in America and got it bubbling now. And now they a little bit upset. They don't want to say it, but now they like, wait a minute, the Russians, you down with the Russians? And then they talking about killing the Barack Obama plan. But now people are learning that they're on Obamacare. The people that voted for Trump didn't know that Obamacare and the ACA was the same thing. And now they learning this, and it's blowing their mind because they don't want to lose it now. This, boy, I swear. But that ain't the catalyst of all that, no. 52% of all white people, of all white females voted for Donald Trump. 52%. White women had a chance to get a white woman in the White House, and they chose to stay. They chose to stay behind their white man. They chose to stay unified behind what's been working. 92% of black women voted for Hillary Clinton. I ain't mad at that. I voted for Hillary Clinton. You probably voted for Hillary Clinton. But as a black man, you know, for black people, really, ain't nothing really gonna change for us. Not immediately. It never does. But as a black man, I gotta think, if that 92% of black women who got behind Hillary Clinton, they got behind Barack Obama, I feel them, but if they got behind black rights if they got behind black supremacy the way they got behind the white feminist movement, oh my God, they'll be raising true kings instead of little boys to big boys. They'll be actually raising boys to men. As black men, though, we got to know how to harbor that type of force, that type of power. That's power right there, that black woman, that right there. That's power right there, man. That's some power. That black woman's some power, man. According to Willie Lynch, how to make a black person to a slave. According to Willie Lynch, if you separate that black woman from that black man and convince the black woman that the black man can't do nothing for her, that black woman will protect that white man. It's in the blue. That Willie Lynch, that's the blueprint. I've read that over 15, 20 times, and I swear I see it every day. A lot of black history books I read, a lot of black history lessons I learn, I see every day. Boy, that black woman there, that black woman there, that's some power. She's some power. You gotta harbor that power. You gotta love that power. That's some power, boy. We don't know what to do with it. The key to survival of the black families will always be black people. Everyone seems to know this, but us. We hold the key to our own survival. We just got to understand that if we don't act as one unit, put every system that we speak about on the Next 100 and play as one unit. Not as just me as a black man doing it and my woman doing something different. No, she got to do what I'm doing. If I'm opening up a business, we opening up a business. If I'm going to stick somebody up, I'm just kidding. But you get what I'm saying. We working as one unit, one team. You join other black organizations to strengthen that organization. And then you keep working as a team. The Next 100 is all about learning and navigating the systems that is already available and accessible to us as citizens of the United States of America. But as a broken nation of black people, we can't seem to get past our own individual wants in order to gain for the many and the needs. That's what God would need us to do. The work is one unit. Our neighborhoods are still in need of protection. If Tulsa, Oklahoma would have had a militia, those white folks wouldn't have came up in there with that bullshit. Same with Rosewood. Same with several other cities around the United States of America in the early 1900s. We refuse to use the system that's already available to us to protect ourselves. We keep thinking we can vote our way into protection, and that's not true. You can't vote for your competition to protect you. It's not gonna work. You can't. You can't be like, I'm going to be over here fighting for feminism, you over there fighting for black rights, and we going to come up together. That ain't going to work. We both got to be fighting for black rights. We both got to be fighting to gain, to maintain a system, to develop a system so we can come up together while riding the system that's already in place to protect us. Can't be afraid of each other. We have to look at our competition as competition. You go out there every day and you go to a store in your black neighborhood. It's not to a black-owned store. Then you wonder why your neighborhoods look like that, all tore down. Because that person that you're spending your money with in his store in your neighborhood is taking your money to his neighborhood. Find out where he live at and go to his neighborhood. I bet you it don't look like yours. That's the whole point. We got to open up businesses in our own neighborhood to compete. Because if you ain't going to help me and my neighborhood, why should I spend my money with you? I might as well spend my money with people that look like me, that I know gonna buy up the hood, lease and then rent it out for a cheaper price, keep it tight. We gonna make our neighborhood beautiful because we have beautiful neighborhoods. But if you research your neighborhood, you'll understand that your neighborhood was looking way better in the 60s and 70s and 80s when black people had more businesses in the neighborhood. For some strange reason, after that oil embargo of the 70s and after all that Asian fighting in the 60s, Asians and Arabs just happened to start coming into the black neighborhood. Was they refugees? Huh? And then the government gave them free money to open up businesses, while at the same time using domain eminence or eminent domain to take land from black people where we had all our black businesses in Detroit. They put a freeway up it and then didn't give those black people no money to open up businesses everywhere else. They wouldn't give them loans. Some people wouldn't even lease out their buildings to them. None of that. That was on purpose. Always remember, people, man. During slavery, over 99% of all black people in America worked for white people to make white people rich. Okay? In 2017, over 98% of all black people worked to make other nationalities rich in our own neighborhood. We're not stupid. That's a plan. That's a plan. Whenever we see our competition dressed in a police uniform, murdering a black man, we go to marching and singing. The media come to watch. Report all the violence that people in black uniforms and black masks come do at all our marches. Maybe you need to capture those people in black masks and black uniform and take their masks off and see what color they really are. Then we go right back. After all the protests and stuff over, we go right back to the same everyday chores that got us in the position in the same place. To be shot down in the middle of the street with kids and old people and women just looking at us bleed because they don't put a shit over our head or over us when they shoot us in the middle of the street. They just leave us there for hours bleeding out. Sun, winter, they don't care. And we just all standing there looking. Just like they did during slavery when they beat the strong slave. All of us just looking at this nigga getting beat. Not doing a damn thing. The fuck, man? The same old cycle. Over and over and over again. And if you tired of it, if you didn't watch this all the way down listening to me right now, that let me know you tired of it too. So, together, we're going to work these systems. We're going to learn these systems together. We're going to put these systems in effect. We're going to use these systems while building on our own systems to become strong. Because God helped those that help themselves. And if we're not unified and helping us, then He can't help us. He can't help a people that's going this way and that way and this way and that way. He can't. We gotta be focused on one thing. Us. Getting us up. And before we go into understanding how to handle our police problem, the first system we will talk about, let's get into some History 101.